All right, guys. This was the stuff that we're preparing for the FRQ tomorrow. Again, these were the categories that you want to focus on. Make sure you include vocabulary, ideas, terms from chapter 8 through 11. You need to be kind of specific about some of the things that you're defining and answering. So make sure you talk about human consumption, carrying capacity, how the market has changed the face of agricultural production, some of our processing practices and how it affects economics, how it affects the human condition, how it affects ecology. Fast food's going to be in there a little bit. You want to definitely talk about kind of government help, government subsidies, and the way that it affects our access to cheap, good food. Corn and how that affects everything else. To talk about GMOs, this was part. It was a little bit later on in the documentary. So make sure you watch this. I'm definitely going to include some stuff in there to make sure that you've seen this part. You want to talk about government regulations and changes, both positive and negative, right? Sometimes the answer for ways that we can solve things are not make a new law, but it could be just to enforce laws that are on the books, right? So just make sure you know that. And then externalities. So talk about externalities, things that come out as a result of unintended consequences. Okay? So now here are the questions here. Okay? You can freeze, you can pause this and look at the questions any way you want. Of this, I'm going to pick about, I'll stop it for like a second so you can kind of see. In case you can't see this that well. I'm going to pick about 8 or 9 of these. So look these up, study them. Some of these are kind of similar. I made sure to make about 2 to 3 questions that are kind of similar in nature. So if you get one, if you do the harder version, you can get the easier one pretty easily. That's the way that I would do this. I wouldn't do all 17 of these questions, but I might categorize like which ones are similar, do the harder ones. That way, if I ask you the easier one, it's simple. It's just a matter of not including as much. Make sure you write complete sentences. Make sure you number which question you're doing and the number of points it's worth, so that way it's easy for me to grade. If you have any other questions, email me. All right, good luck.